Do you trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is nodemarket.io. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. Nodemarket.io.
There, I was determined to get through all of the, oh, look, I look like one of those stamps. Well, the audio is not going to be super sweet yet because, well, one, this is a makeshift office. There's going to be a little bit of echo. We're going to just have to deal with it. Maybe I can get these things closer. Maybe they'll help a little bit with the echo. I don't know. I don't know if that's any better. Well, it should be. Anyway, I'm making like a little area, but right now it's just all stuff I've like leaned against the wall. So it's not going to be so good just yet. And the microphone stand, it's there's two male adapters. I don't have anyway, long story short, it'll get better. So just give it, maybe by this time next week, it's going to sound a lot better. But I figured it was better than the computer sound. So at least I have the silky smooth microphone. Okay. So let me say hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. There is music, unless you can't hear it. Okay, we'll do our regular Q&A. I guess I can throw the markets up in the background. Oh, we're at 1,921 NFT holders. Investor weekend is coming. That is March 15th, 16th, 17th. That'll be fun. Not really investor weekend. Yeah, investor weekend. We got to come up with a better name. That doesn't sound so, that's not a cool name. Anyway, we'll come up with it. We'll workshop that. Let's see. Okay. It's low in the background. All right. Or at least I can hear it. Maybe you can't. All right. Let's see. Okay. We're not going to really talk about markets too much. We will take a look. We'll take a gander. Okay. 45.4. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, at some point, the selling had to abate, right? It just wasn't going to keep selling and keep selling and keep selling forever. as far as like black grayscale and things like that. So that's good. And we are 1.75 trillion on the total market cap. That too is good. Let's see what else is having a good day. Ethereum, not a bad day. It's almost back to where I bought it, like a dumbass. XRP, Cardano having a good day. An abnormally good day. Maybe Charles got out and petitioned against the bullcrap that is Solana. Who knows? What else is going? Flow is having a good day. Why should it? It shouldn't. Arweave, good. Interesting. Big data play there. Everything else kind of quiet. NewNet is up for no disclosed reasons. All right, Hypercycle 58 is called 59 cents. But let's see if there's any volume. My guess is nothing. Oh, look at that. That's just dust. Dust. That ain't nothing. 55,000 tokens. I mean, sorry, $55,000. That's not like a little over. It's like 110, not even 100, like $105,000. And what's crazy? That's remember that filling a master node is 524,288 hypercycle tokens. So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, at some point, people are going to come in like that. There's a guy right now that we're talking to that wants to buy somewhere between 4 and 10 master nodes with tokens, merged, married, all that. So that'll be cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a low liquidity token right now, and as people start creating their hypershare bundles, there's tokens going out of circulation. So I guess don't get sticker shock in either direction, because it will probably be pretty intense when those tokens start leaving the supply. All right, well, cool. All right, so good for Bitcoin. Yay. All right, let's go ahead and attack your questions. Let me see, where was the last comment? Investor Summit. Man, it's not a summit if there's 10 of us or like 8 of us. It's not a summit. Loki Hangout Weekend. It would be that a little bit. Yeah. I just got to make sure he's big enough that he doesn't fit through the stairs and off. Interesting. I started you know, the Roombas, they know when to not go down. Oh, shit. I actually got to go. I had one get stuck. I have an app for the Roomba, and it says it's stuck. It can't find the charger. So I'll have to work on that. But it knows what's the difference between like a little bump and going off a stairwell. So it'll go right up to the edge, and then it'll go, whoa. And yeah, Howard, I'm sure that the reason NewNet is up is because you own it, and they really don't want to let Howard down. They're like, listen, we don't really have a product that can ever probably effectively hit the market. Ooh, what do I got here? I got a drawer. What? My smart glasses. Yay. They're not smart glasses, but they make me look smart. Hold on. Ooh. Now you're getting some education. No. See, is there a difference? Not from here. Oh, if I look real close, maybe that's what they're for. Maybe they're for like dealing with little screws and bolts and stuff. Anyway, sold half my NewNet after the airdrops. Probably a good idea, except I don't know where the prices were during the airdrops. Wasn't it? It was still around 2 or 3 cents, wasn't it? Anyway, but if you put that money to work in other places, it probably did pretty good. Hypercycle 73 cents on MetaMask. Yeah. Well, listen, when you see low liquidity like this, if you guys try to go make a swap of 20, 30, 40,000 tokens, you're going to get huge price effect. It's going to be stupid. And like if you try to go from Hypercycle HYPC to well, you can spin it up. Give me 2 seconds and I won't show you. I will tell you. Okay, let's see. If I wanted to swap. Yeah, I hear you. HYPC. Okay, let's see. I wanted to switch it. I wanted to swap. Oh, if I wanted, let's go the other way. If I wanted to go USDC, let's say I want 100. What would it get me? For $100,000. Oh, that's weird. Insufficient balance. Oh, I mean, no, I know that. Oh God. Well, you lose 0.875%. So 875, 87.5 basis points. So basically a little bit shy of 1% just setting up the transaction. Then you would get. Oh, I can't even do that transaction. It's just gonna fail. All these transactions are just gonna fail. So then if you go the other way, yeah. So if you're selling Hypercycle, it's going to push you down to about 52 cents as a seller. I'm just doing on 100,000. Let's do 10,000. And then if you're a buyer, it's going to go 1.46 Hypercycle. So we got to divide that. Give me 2 seconds. Get off the screen, little thing. 100. Oh. 1, 4, 6, 4, 2, 4. It's going to cost you just shy of 71 cents is what I'm getting. And again, that depends on like how you set it up. So yeah, it's kind of wonky. But a lot of times like those orders, they just won't work. So then you go to Dex Tools and you see what's going on over there. So that we can pop up on the screen here. Let me shut that down. Okay, got it. Let's go look for Hypercycle. All right. Hypercycle wrapped Ethereum is right at 60 cents, but you look at the average sale. See, you go, oh, it's got your little shrimps and your little, oh, a dolphin. That's a dolphin. Ooh, look at that whale. Those are tiny. Those are, 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. And of course, you could track that back. You could snatch that wallet up. Anybody that thinks they're doing transactions and everybody else doesn't know, they're silly because you can just track all this stuff right to the source, right to the wallet. Anyway, that's interesting. So just shy of 2,500 wallet holders. Circulating supply, it says 74.6 million. I wonder how accurate that is. Liquidity 1.4. Oof, God. So yeah, you're not going to do much. I mean, I guess you could set up a transaction here too. You could say, I want to buy for USD. See, probably going to give a weird number. Let's do 10,000. Well, let's see first. 524, 288. So that's a master node. That's impossible. So it's saying that the price impact of buying a master node in USDC is about 30%, 29.22 before fees. That's an untransactable order. You could not get that. So let's say we cut that down to, let's go 65,000. Why? Because I have a buddy of mine's buying 65,000 today. That's not terrible if you could get filled. My guess is you probably can't, but it's going to get you at price of, oh, that's if you're selling. Hold on. Oh, yeah, going the other way puts you at 7.3%. Yeah, you're closing in on that 10% mark after fees. So that's about what it costs, man. It's just not, these low liquidity tokens they're tough to transact. And so you have to be smart about it. That's why you use OTC transactions. And I know that some people get impatient And they're like, no, I need the money now. No, you don't need the money this second. So every one of those transactions, buying and selling for over 10,000 tokens, you're better off just playing around in here. I mean, the price impact on a big amount of tokens is well over 70 cents. So you scroll up here, and you're, well, 75 cents doesn't make sense, but you could post an order out here anywhere in this range, and you're going to save yourself many percentage points. So it's just kind of, you always want to kind of check the order in all kind of places and make sure that you're not just being lazy. For instance, I have a bunch of Bitcoin over at Coinbase. If I was going to sell it, I would not sell it at Coinbase. I would transfer it over to Kraken or somewhere like that, where the fees are like a fifth of what they are at Coinbase, because it's a big difference when you're talking about many tens of dollars. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Does Loki like to? No, Loki hasn't been a fan of the Roomba just yet. He doesn't mind it. He hasn't swatted it. He just kind of stares at it, kind of unsure about what to think of it. Okay, let's see. No, it's a complicated story and probably best for the not here. Let's see. I'll be buying more Hypercycle as something goes up. I want to get at it. Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, for those of you that are buying Hypercycle to put into licenses, you've got to just kind of go with the flow. If you have other assets that move up and you want to get in, but just keep in mind, compute starts in, well, it's the 8th. So you have about 3 weeks and change, because this is a short month. And then we're in the compute phase. Do you think people are going to just leave their tokens in their wallets? Just leave them at MetaMask, leave them at Singularity DAO? Or are they going to take their tokens off of those platforms, put them into the HyperShare token, marry them into the token stack, which, many of you, if you have a node market NFT, you'll be able to do it right here on this website. Do you think they're going to, which one do you think they're going to do? And if they start participating in compute, why, first of all, why wouldn't you? And when or if you do, those tokens are not going back to the exchange. Not anytime soon. People are going to be doing compute. Their nodes are going to be earning revenue. So, I mean, kind of common sense. What do you think is going to happen to the already illiquid situation? What do you think the price impact is going to be? The price impact on 10,000 tokens will be 50%. There just won't be tokens to be had. This seems abundantly clear. I don't know why people, there's some people I know that were selling some tokens. They're like, well, I need some money. I'm like, you can't wait 3 fucking weeks. You can't wait 3 weeks. You got to sell right now. This second. Stupid, man. And then they're just swapping on MetaMask. Like, you fool. Well, first of all, go to Uniswap. Don't just give MetaMask money for nothing. Man, people, they are, when people need money, they just panic and they just do the stupidest things. You do all of this fighting and all this effort for 3, 4, 5% staking and all this kind of stuff. And then you give 7, 10, 12, 15% back, just being a dummy. Come on. So just take a little time. If you're gonna sell something, slow down a little bit. Go look at the swap. Go look at what the swap would be on MetaMask. Go look at what it would be if you transferred. Well, I wouldn't say go to MEXC because that's kind of sketchy, but some scenario like that, right? So look at an exchange scenario for any asset. Go look and see if it makes more sense. Shop your exchanges that you trust. Push the assets over to that exchange. It's just an extra few minutes will save you a lot of percentage points. Don't do all this work and then just give it all back being sloppy. That's really what it is. It's just being lazy and sloppy at the very end. I need it. Well, not at the risk of giving up 10, 12%. If you need it that bad and you're willing to give up 12%, give it to me. Matter of fact, I'll buy it from you for just a 10% price impact. And you can be on your merry way. You do it at Node Market. Set up the order. Just give me the discount. I'll take it. All right. Anyway, let's see. When dollar cost averaging, I'm not buying thousands of tokens. MEXC is great for GTC holders, good till cancel orders that price drop down in the middle of the night. Yeah. I just don't trust MEXC as an exchange. I'm a little bit dubious that exchange. They've done some stuff that seems sketchy, so I don't know. But yeah, get your tokens out of there quick. Let's see. I have about 2,000 hypercycle more I need for 8 nodes. That's gonna be good, Raphael. Hoping I can sell them and cover the cost of the 8 node investment, or maybe getting 2 more nodes. Okay, wait. You have 2,000 more that you need. Okay, so you need to get 2,000 more hypercycle, hoping you can sell them, the tokens, and cover the cost of the 8 node investment, or maybe getting 2 more nodes. Man, Raphael, buddy, you are all over the place. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're trying to achieve. I'm sure it's in there. I just can't figure it out. Okay. You could buy 14,000 hypercycle for 60 cents on MetaMask. Try. First of all, no, you're not, because you have the MetaMask fee. And no, you're not, because there's price impact of somewhere between 2 and 3 or 4%. Give it a go, though. If you try it and it works, good. And that's the thing. You got to shop around. You go wherever makes the most sense. If it makes more sense to buy the tokens, to purchase them on MetaMask, if it's cheaper, shouldn't be. You probably want to go through a Uniswap directly. But if it is, do what makes the most sense financially, man. Don't just give money. So I'm with you. I'm not going to tell anybody, look, if you find a better way as a buyer or a seller, if it's cheaper, then go do whatever is best for you. Yeah. No rules in this. Let's see. I'm complicated. I don't know if that's complicated. It's pretty simple. Okay. Nick, hold on. Okay, Aaron asks, Nick, what's the catch? Why would I buy the Ethereum version of any coin when I can buy the Binance version and do transactions for pennies compared to gas fees? Well, you can't buy the Binance version of any token. So that's the first thing. Every token on Ethereum does not have a Binance. It's a separate token. It's a Binance token. Do you want to be in the BNB network, where the CEO just paid a many billion-dollar fine and he's about to go to prison? I mean, and a lot of countries are coming after Binance for a variety of things. I would just say, there is some risk there. And then you say, well, the tokens are free of the exchange and it doesn't matter. It's like, well, I mean, the management does matter. On the other side of it, if you have an easy path to do transactions, but I guess I would say, how many transactions are you doing? Like, are you doing 60 transactions a day? Like, what are you doing? Are you trading or are you investing? So I don't believe in the long-term, success or sustainability of Binance. You guys know that the Binance hypercycle token's going away, like soon, like gone, will not exist. They're building the swap functions, the swap kind of functionality in that page out. They're building all that out right now and testing it at Singularity DAO. My guess is within a month, there won't exist a hypercycle Binance token. It'll be all gone. But you'll have swapped into the Ethereum one. Do the fees on Ethereum suck? Yes. But it's a much more stable network, and that's where everybody does business, even though it sucks. I'm with you that it sucks. I'm with you that Binance is cheaper, but Binance it's got the word Binance in the title. The CEO of Binance has had his passport revoked because they thought he was a flight risk. after he offered like a $4 billion, like you can keep $4 billion. Yeah. Anybody that's willing to offer up $4 billion is definitely not coming back for prosecution. Like, period. He was about to pull the Doquan. Sorry, son of a gun. But yeah, and then don't worry. I mean, I don't think anybody should be worried about buying this or selling that. Just, don't put yourself in a position where you're over investing. I think that's pretty important. People get in the bull market, people get caught up. Oh, I'm going to get left behind, and then a bunch of bad behavior kicks in. Don't do that. What is a good exchange to use? I like Kraken. So Arnita asks, what's a good exchange to use beside Coinbase? I have Coinbase and I have Kraken. Those are my two favorite exchanges. Bam. After 10 splits on hyperpools, will married. Okay, first of all, I'm going to have a hard time answering any hyperpools thing because I don't know what all the rules are over at there. And I get asked a lot of these questions and there's no way to know. Will married HYPC node 32% revenue simply continue at no. If there's splits, your revenue, your 32% is 32% of more nodes. So you're making more money. So as it keeps splitting, I think dividing as it divides, because it's not really as the divisions occur, the 10 divisions, your revenue would start to double as long as they're pushing it out on as long as they're keeping up with the divisions of the nodes with upgrades in hardware. Because if you keep the same computer and you double the nodes, you've doubled the requirements of that computer. And if you haven't changed anything, then it would seem that computer now at a certain point would have half the utility. And then if it doubled again, it would be a quarter. And if it doubled again, an eighth, a 16th, a 32nd, 64th, 128th, you get it? 256th, so on and so forth. So they would have to scale up with their equipment. As long as they scale up with their equipment, you're going to be making more too. Your 32% of the revenue is fixed, but the revenue is not fixed. The revenue continues to expand. Yeah. Let's see. With my negative opinion on Binance, do you believe the hypercycle Binance tokens are in any way in danger? They're not in danger. They're going away. You're not going to. Okay, listen. Everybody listen. The Binance hypercycle token is going away. No one is going to use them to marry to shit. You're not marrying anything with the Binance token. You guys understand this now. Please. We've talked about this 43 times. The Binance hypercycle token, you're going to swap it for the Ethereum token. The Binance one is going away. It's going to be burnt. It will not exist. Probably here in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Before compute starts, there will be no Binance hypercycle token, period. You can either exit out yourself and swap into the Ethereum one, or you can do the swap that they're developing on Singularity DAO, where you'll just be able to go and swap it. But either way, no one is putting Binance tokens. They're not marrying them with their nodes. That's not happening. So there. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. Will splits still occur when either HyperPG? Yes, because the nodes are still doing what they're doing. So the fact that you've given it to them doesn't matter. They're still those splits are still happening. Now, what I don't know is what happens at the end of your contract. Like at the end of 2 years, let's say you did 24 months with HyperPG and they're paying you revenue. They're paying you a fixed percent. I don't know if you get back. I mean, I guess you would get back your nodes and licenses, all that. They would be all split. And then there would just be some point where you would either have to push them in some direction. You'd have to put them to hardware somewhere. I mean, my guess is most people are not going to mess with it. They're just going to keep taking their revenue. I don't know. I guess I don't know what most people would do. I know that's probably what I would do. All right. Okay. Aaron says, I have other coins than what we have in the portfolio, which is perfectly fine. I don't know how I could ever afford to swap them on MetaMask. if they do well because gas fees, well, they're not always so high, Aaron, and you might not have to swap them. They might be tokens that you could go and send them to an exchange and sell them on the exchange. So that might be an option for you. I wouldn't get too stressed out about that. Okay. And yes, it's going to be like one or two Ethereum transactions. It will cost you like $10 to swap your Binance tokens out. So don't stress about that. Okay. David asks, what would be the best way to move Hypercycle on the Binance exchange to the thing? Well, you can't really move it. You'd have to sell one and buy the other. You'd have to sell the Binance one and buy. And so if you go and look at it, as we will, so this is kind of what you're looking at right now. So you could go to Pancake Swap and you could swap for, the problem is you would be in Binance US. So I use Bitrue, Bitrue. And so what I do is I would go into Binance USDT. I would sell into Binance USDT. And then I would push that over to, at first you're going into like Pancake Swap, right? So let's say you have your BNB token. You go to Pancake Swap because that's the most liquid of the illiquidity. At Pancake Swap, and the little, drops it down. You connect, right? Go to the Binance network. Okay, great. Swap into USDT. I push the USDT over to Bitrue, and from there, I immediately push it. Once it lands there, I send it out to either Coinbase or Kraken. And it's USDT. So, but you'll send it as the Ethereum USDT. You've effectively made the swap. They've just done the swap in-house. Does that make sense? You just use them as your bridge. It's a little ghetto, but que sera, sera. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Is there any price indication yet for the Hypercycle box? I don't know what those things were costing. I thought they were like $1,200. So I don't know, Scott. I'm not sure. And I had asked, and I never got really I never actually got a clear answer on that. But I think that's around the ballpark. Let's see. Celsius is out of Chapter 11 and payouts are happening. That's great. Yeah, Mashinsky's in trouble. And also now they're looking at connections between him and Bankman Fraud Chicken, scam Bankman Fraud Chicken. Ugh. He's always been a douchebag. So I'm glad. He's a creep, man. He's a creep. Let's see. I'm going to convert all my BNB HYPC for compute to build nodes. Once that's done, there's no difference except for the money I saved. Yes, but again, you're converting it to the Ethereum HYPC. Yeah, so you will be converting those over at Singularity DAO. Okay, we got this. You guys got this. Sometimes I see these questions that are about 20 seconds behind, so don't feel like I'm badgering anybody. Sometimes I just want to got to get the message out there. It'll be exactly that, Arlen, that swap that we did when we moved Rejuve. Yes. In Node Market, will there be functionality to join HYPC with node licenses with no GUI? Let me see. To join 11, I'm not the marriage process. Well, no, the marriage process is not free. Like, we can't make it free. In order for it to happen on the network, it has to happen on the network. So yes, there will be fees associated with that, but we're going to try to reduce the amount of stress, the amount of steps, and streamline the process. Right now, it looks like per bundle, it's like $100 worth of Ethereum by the time you get through it. And we're going to just try to streamline as many of those things as possible and also make it make sense, because you're going to be running you're going to be running these nodes. That's your business. So, it makes sense that we should make it make sense. So that's what we're working on. Just a very easy, comfortable flow and all that. Will the BNB swap be similar? Yeah, okay, we already got that one. All right. Why not move to MetaMask and wait for the bridge? Move from where, Frank? Well, they're going to okay, they're also they're going to, and this is going to happen soon. They're going to sunset the Binance unbonded pool. That unbonded pool, which was really just a marketing thing anyway. You're not staking or anything like that. So that's going away. Maybe like in the next couple of days or something like that. So that's going to go away. So for those of you that want to just be staking until compute starts, you may want to, you would just wait until, problem is then everybody's going to hit the exit. So it might be worth considering making the exit on your own rather than waiting for Singularity DAO to do it. But that's a decision you have to make and look and see if you want to pay the fees and jump here and there and all that kind of stuff. All right. What are you saying? $11.99 and $12.99 for the AI boxes. Yeah, and I think they're going to start opening up orders for the box number 3, the 3rd edition, here in a few days. That's cool. All right. Hyperappliance has I think I think they're going to open up for orders. I heard something on the call yesterday about that. So I think we're pretty close to that, Baha. Will nodes, Dr. Cutler asks, will nodes that have split in the future be able to be placed on a hyper AI box if one doesn't want to a box until, yes, you can shift those nodes to different locations. It's just another, and you'll see Brandon's going to show you guys more of the screen captures from what we're doing, but you can select which hardware to use. If you have hardware, you can just switch it to some other hardware. So yeah. All right. Are you able to clarify Tufi's answer to your question? How can people order the boxes? I think they are. I think ordering will open up. Either has opened up or will open up in the coming days. Okay, Constantine 2. Just watch the first one. Oh yeah, Constantine was dope. I think that I had heard rumors that they were going to film that, but I didn't. I don't know for sure. But Constantine was cool. Let's see. Will the SDAO unbonded vault percentage change drastically after compute starts? Yeah, it'll be 0. The unbonded vaults were just a place for people to hang out until compute starts. They're not going to pay you for nothing. Me either. They're not paying us for nothing. The tokens are either used or they're not. These unbonded vaults, these are just marketing. You're not staking. You're not actually doing anything in the network. You're not just going to give free tokens away for the sake of giving free tokens away. It doesn't make any sense. So, yes, it will change. If going to 0 from whatever it is seems drastic, then I would say yes, they will change drastically. Let's see. One node, it can handle tilling for one master node. It can probably handle compute for 1 or 2 nodes. Tops. Okay. Aaron, Nick, I'm DI. Will I have one of your, will I have to have one of the node markets to marry the tokens? Well, listen, the things that we're doing for the token holders are just to make life a little bit easier. Everybody's going to be able to use the tools at HyperPG. HyperCycle is going to give everyone the tools to do all of this. The extra stuff that we're building is for the NFT holders, because they've supported the building of the exchange. Remember, that wasn't, when we started Digital Investor, there was no talk of an exchange. That was just something that Brandon and I funded originally because there was no exchange for Singularity Net assets, just didn't exist. And then as we saw this ecosystem building out, we realized that if we wanted tools that made sense, we were going to probably have to build them. But if anybody here has hired a team of software developers recently, like many of them, they're not so cheap. And if you have 2 or 3 teams working on different things all the time, now you're looking at 10 to 12 people that are also not cheap. So 10 to 12 times not cheap is not cheap. So anyway, the NFTs go to the building of the exchange and the ecosystem and all the cool stuff. So it makes sense that the NFT holders should be benefited. And that's why we're doing it. So as long as you have one of these NFTs in whatever wallet you're using, it's token gated, you'll have all of the keys to the city. Now, as far as managing your node licenses and all that, yeah, all the digital investors are going to be able to do that. Everybody will be able to do that. You'll be able to manage all your stuff. As far as the flow, you can either use the existing one that HyperPG will do, but the node market NFT people are going to have a little special, a little digital smooches. How about that? Okay. Any news on running node licenses, hardware? No, we don't know. Until compute rolls out, we really don't know what that's going to look like for people on different hardware. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool experimentation going on, and there may be certain types of AI tasks that CPU-based systems like the Apple systems, stuff like that, are really good at. We just don't know yet. We just have to do some experimentation, but we know that we're less than a month away, so that's pretty fun. Does the Hyper AI box handle one? Yeah, we did this. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me see. What is good hardware to have running in the box? To have running in the box, you don't need the box. Is the hardware. Arnita, the box is it. Like if you have the box, that's it. That is the hardware. That's all you need. Like now, if you have a ton of nodes, at some point when the splits happen, that box is not going to be capable. Again, it's like one coffee shop. If you have twice as many customers, that coffee shop can't service all those people. So you got to open up a second shop and staff it and put, machines in there and all that kind of crap. Let's see. So you said it's possible 100 per hypercycle license to park somewhere. No, I didn't say that. I mean, maybe you're talking to someone else. I didn't say anything like that. I don't know what the prices are that people are going to charge for their hardware. I don't know. We're working out something, but it's going to be. It wouldn't be a fixed thing because if you're using someone else's services, that's kind of like a constant thing. Think more along the lines of like, a few bucks a month or something like that. I think that's the way you should look at it. But I would imagine that's nominal compared to the revenue that would be generated. Okay. Is there some type of holiday happy heart day? Oh, no, God. I don't think so. Isn't that like no, that's like a week from now. That probably wasn't meant for you yet. You just preempted Valentine's Day, man. Will Hyper Appliance Box require software updates? Yeah, but they'll just push those updates. You're not going to have to mess with it. Let's see. Which cognitive bias will most of the public fall prey to in the coming bull market? Well, I don't know if FOMO is a cognitive bias. Gosh. There's probably a whole list. Maybe next week we should go over all of our 25 cognitive biases again. The whole echo chamber confirmation bias, kind of halo effect, hearing certain people talk and kind of following them just because like, oh, wow, it's so-and-so, a lot of meme bullshit, this feeling of getting left, this kind of left behind, missing out, like everybody but me is getting rich. You see in these news stories, like one trader turned $17 into $2.7 million with just 39 perfect bullshit. It's all bullshit. You guys know that, right? Those are all bullshit articles. Anyway. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of bull crap. And when, I think many of the biases will kick in, but at least they're kicking in a more bullish market where, okay, the worst thing, you sell too early and you still got money in your pocket. Cool. Is it life-changing? Yeah, maybe. Depends on where you started. And depends on where you exited. And depends on your tax burden. But it's a lot better to be worrying about what you owe in taxes because you're pulling profit. But it's a lot harder to think when everything's going up. Right? Because it's just you get excited and you get caught up. So anyway. Okay, let's do this. I'm still getting the 25 days bias. Oh, that's cool. That's really good. That's probably, I wish other people would do that. That's a pretty cool thing. So that you're seeing one cognitive bias every single day. Yeah, that's really good. All right. And yeah, don't fall victim to groupthink. A lot of people will. You got to challenge everything. I mean, you really want to challenge your own. I've given up challenging other people. I challenge my own belief systems. The cool thing about finance and money is if you're right, it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. It doesn't matter if you try to explain something to your uncle. Uncle Steve doesn't get it. Who gives a shit what Uncle Steve thinks? Let's not invite Jacques. You guys see that? Anyway, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. If you're right in finance, you win. And winning means you expand your balance sheet. If you're wrong, learn from your losses and just be better. Just get, like they say in Population One, we're playing, get good. I say, well, I already am good. Well, get better. Ah, shit. You can always get better. None of us have maxed out our get good potential. If you lose power for 4 to 8 hours, that's going to affect your uptime, buddy. So maybe have a little Jenny or something. I don't know. But then you would lose your internet, wouldn't you? Well, that's why some people like to post their licenses over to like a Hyper-PG or something like that. Why does MetaMask not have limit orders? It's not quite so simple. When you're using DEXs, you can't do a limit order because there might not be the amount of tokens necessary. I mean, I guess they probably could. I've actually seen some DEXs that have limit orders, but they're quite expensive. They just don't have the liquidity. The DEXs don't have the liquidity. That's the long end of it. But, we have everything's a limit order at Node Market. Everything, my friend. Yeah, I said it. Okay. We'll do one more question and we'll call it a day. Let's see. I keep biases posted. Oh, that's a good idea. Where can we find the cognitive bias? It's there on the. It's one of the bits of cool stuff that we have behind the scenes. So for those of you that are digital investor clients, friends, countrymen, you have that. You have access to that. You have the tools for that. It's in there. Dig around. What kind of internet service? I would say very good. I mean, again, if you want to do it on your own, if your whole job is to have always uptime, then you got to do whatever it takes to have always uptime. If that makes sense. Okay. All right, let's call it a day. You guys get out there. We'll give one last nod to Los Mercados. The Bitcoin 45K, that's cool. So, okay, down a little bit, but still up. And then Cardano. Okay, so things are quieting down a little bit, as you'll note. So they got up to, that's all right, 45.5. But look where we were 7 days ago. We were floating around 43, had some 42s in there. So 45 anything, not too shabby. We'll take it. All right, on that note, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk, strung out on meth grandmother would not do, which is very little. I don't know about Brandon's shirt situation. He could have a tank top. I mean, he's got a tank top. I wonder if he wears, I know he wears tank tops underneath t-shirts, but does he wear tank tops underneath tank tops? That's the question America needs to know. And on that note, I bid you a fond adieu. We will see you à dimanche.
If you're an accredited investor and you want in on angel, seed round or early round equity and token opportunities in the artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency space, schedule an interview at nickblacknext.com. In life, you can either be really good, really lucky, or just be first. Being first is so much easier. Schedule a digital private client interview today at nickblacknext.com.